Hello everyone, welcome to the review of Unit 9, Thrown Out. Now, I'm sure many of you have woken up late at night, needed to go to the restroom, sit down on the throne, do your duty, or do the deed, I should say, instead. In Italy, there had been this ongoing dragged out case for about 2 decades, and a dispute between two neighbors where one neighbor had this toilet installed back in 2003, and the other one complained it was making too much noise at night and at all hours of the day. Thrown.
Thrown.
Dispute.
Dispute.
And this originally at a regional court, it was going to be thrown out, but then it was escalated to what is kind of the highest court of Italy, Court of Cassation, I believe it's called. And they actually determined that, through an investigation, that the neighbors who installed the toilet installed the water tank, embedded it into the wall right next to the neighbor's bedroom wall, essentially.
Okay.
Escalate.
Escalate.
Embedded.
Embedded.
And so they also found out that this water tank produced a sound or pitch 3 decibels higher than the legal limit for these appliances. So it was causing not just an annoyance of sound, but perhaps even, physical damages to your hearing or like long exposure to loud sounds. It can be damaging and mental health as well. And so the highest court determined that, these neighbors' right to health was, guaranteed and upheld by the Italian Constitution. So they rewarded them. Uphold.
Uphold.
And it was about 500 euros for every year that it was not fixed. And so this was 20 years almost. And so the neighbors were forced by the Supreme Court to pay about 9,500 euros. A lot of money to fix a toilet. So it could have been much better if they just fixed it all those years ago. For some reason, for 19 years, either they hated each other or we don't know why the court case dragged out so long. But I want to ask you, this same kind of court case, noisy neighbors, do you think it could succeed in America or Korea?
I'm not sure about the U.S., but we have a lot of lawyers and we do love to sue in the U.S.
Yep.
So I think that certainly this kind of court case could be brought. And people have won court cases for sillier reasons.
Very frivolous things.
We talk a lot about frivolous court cases and, ambulance chasers, and everybody wants to sue somebody.
Right.
Maybe. I haven't heard specifically about noise complaints, but I think there are noise ordinances and other things in certain towns, so it could happen, maybe?
Yeah. My family has had to call the cops on a neighbor who was partying at 3 a.m. outside, blasting music, and there was like 40 people out in the front yard. It's like 3 a.m. on a Wednesday night. What are you doing?
That's rough.
That would be like, here in Korea, a rave party happening above you. Like the amount of noise, you just can't sleep. It's impossible.
Right.
So now I think this kind of case with neighbors or apartments, houses right next to each other, that kind of situation would maybe fare better here in Korea. Because I think there are some, rules in place or laws that kind of protect noise past 11 p.m. is like the general time.
Right.
And so I was warned by my friends and my fiance, don't make too much noise, after 11, because your neighbors might get angry or call, and when I'm alone, I don't want to have cops show up or something. So I realized that the other night when I was watching a movie and it's like 10:40, and I was like, maybe this sounds a little too loud. So I started turning it down, time to quiet down.
Right,
Yeah, so, the next time you get up to go to use the restroom, maybe just think twice about making too much noise.
In the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, yes. All right, well, that's it for Unit 9, and we'll see you on the next one.